this module, we will elaborate communication strategies, male leadership style and communication. Number 1, command and control. This is one of the prominent features of male leadership. They give more importance to directive and unilateral communication. They issue orders, directions, and they never allow that other people should disagree or they go against them. So, unilateral communication only from their side. It is not bilateral communication. Okay. Female leadership style and communication. Here, interpersonal and empowering are prominent features, and participatory communication style. See, in male style, command and control dominate. This feature is dominant, and communication style is unilateral. In case of women, interpersonal skills, relations, and empowerment are dominant. And in this leadership style, what type of communication strategies are used? Participatory, collaborative, bilateral. So here information is shared and power is also shared. This is empowerment. It never means that these styles of communication are gender specific. This is male leader and male communication. This is female leader and female. No. Both males and females adopt them according to their workplace needs. Where the need is to direct, the male style is adopted. Where the need is to empower, to share information, to discuss, to negotiate, the female style is adopted. The good thing is that female speech style is recognized as valuable in management, in the field of management studies. These people agree, their researchers agree that women's speech style is valuable. So, the idea that women's language is weak, powerless, deficient, that is absolutely rejected by today's management research about leadership styles. But even as leaders, women should conform to cultural expectations. Now, still, women cannot enjoy freedom, total freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from culture. Cultural expectations are going with them because they are ultimately women. This confirms gendering of leadership. Here, gender involved. Women are not fully free to adopt any role according to the leadership style they choose. Effective leaders work in this way. We can say that they work on a scale. On one side is masculine side, on the other side is feminine. So, this is a scale with these two endpoints, and they work on this scale at some point between these two ends. They maintain two identities at the same time. One is professional identity and the other is gender identity. For this purpose, they have to keep in view, number 1, degree of formality of the setting. Is it a meeting? Is it gossiping? Is it a canteen time talk? So, what is the degree of formality where they are talking? Number two, nature of the topic. Is it some agreement with some company, or the topic is politics, the topic is shopping? So, according to the nature of the topic, they adopt this style. The third thing is participants, the audience. What is their composition? What is their status? Who they are? They are directors, they are managers of different branches of the organization, or they are friends, they are equals. So, and what is their gender? They are males or females, all females or all males, or mixed gathering. Leaders and managers construct their identity in response to these contextual factors which I have mentioned. Gender identity is part of this social identity. We focus more on our social or professional identity, and the invisible identity जो हमें नजर नहीं आती, that is our gender identity. That is part of this social identity, that is part of professional identity. But what happens is that our focus remains on professional identity, and gender identity hides inside it. वो इसमें छुप जाती है. Cultural expectations, they remain at their place. You cannot violate them. You cannot bypass them. This is impossible. We are successful as women managers if we meet these expectations, cultural expectations. So, this is also a part of our being successful leader. These cultural expectations don't block our way. They are not against our progress or success or our organizational goals. Rather, they are means to achieve our goals. So, we should follow them. We conclude that we adopt leadership and communication styles according to professional needs, but we cannot ignore cultural expectations which are associated with our gender.